Good morning. Welcome to our midweek edition of Summit on MITV. My name is Jumoke Michaels. Good to have you again. Banji.
Jumoke, good morning.
Good morning.
How was your night?
Very well, thank you.
Great. We really need to thank God for the gift of life. We are here for the second edition of our program this week that we had it on Monday. Today is another edition, midweek edition of Summit. My name is Banji Usari. You're welcome.
All right, so there's a lot happening in the polity. But today we're going to be talking...
You can count 1 to 100. Is it
so
the APC crisis? Is it the PDP crisis? Are you aware that Secondus has just survived a coup? He's been given 2 months now. That's the convention of PDP ought to be in December, but it's been shortened by 2 months. It's like just have additional 2 months to pack your bags and baggies and leave. Yeah, and in APC, Buni led the caretaker committee has been given a kind of a support by the APC governors. Otherwise, he too should be on his way out. So there are crises all over the place. And one of the party stalwarts in PDP is saying that before PDP can talk about 2023, they really need to look at their problems and rescue the party from collapse. So at least the parties, you recall that 2 weeks ago we discussed the fact that the former INEC chairman said the 2 political parties should be rejected and that we should start looking at fresh political parties that can save this country. So if the 2 parties are in deep crisis, how can they solve Nigeria's problems? I'm not saying I'm just thinking aloud. Yeah. When you are confronted with marital or maybe domestic issues, you cannot function effectively in the office.
That's the truth. All right, and also the issues of the repentant Boko Haram insurgents or terrorists, rather. Should we use the word terrorists anyway? Well, that's one of the burning issues also, and that's what we'll be looking at on the program today. Adoption of fresh repentant terrorists is our topic. And we're being joined on the program today by Mr. Abiodun Sopitan. He's the former Deputy Director of the Central Bank of Nigeria and is also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us, Daddy. We brought you out of the house this morning.
Well, it's a way of keeping me alive.
Yes.
Thank God for playing that role. We still want to see you for as many years
I pray for that
as possible.
If I'm going to be 80 in December, by God's grace.
Wow. By God's grace. That's God for the gift of life and the health.
Yeah.
Yes, Jumoke has just broached the issue. Now, the repentant, is it terrorist or insurgent or bandits, whatever name you call it, that they are repentant. And for the opting time, the federal government has said, since they have shown remorse and have down to the arms and all that, that they deserved to be pardoned and reabsorbed into the community, the society. Now, for you, what does the word repentance, what does it mean to you?
No, these were extremists who had been, what do you call it? They have been indoctrinated, and now they are talking of whatever they mean by being repentant. I'm not sure it is in our interest to reabsorb them back into the military. Debrief them. That's what normally happens in other places. Then put them in other areas, because there is people who could become truth columnists who will now be, revealing secrets to their ex-colleagues in Boko Haram. So I'm not sure it is a safe thing to reabsorb them back into the army. Give them some other appointment, maybe in some other security forces. But
to produce food for the nation.
Well, something like that. Anything that you can. But to get them back into the military is a very, very huge.
No, before we even get to that level, let's look at what must the military, what must they have seen to agree that they are repentant.
Well, because they laid down their arms. That's the obvious thing. But, you know, it's just like the way we talk about this, our minister. who was he was a confessed extremist.
That's Pantami.
Pantami. Yeah, and now he's a minister today. It's, you know, for you to get to that extreme, in fact, I don't know how you can measure the repentance of such people. But I believe, in all honesty, it is not in the interest of the nation for these people to be back in the military. They could become...
They were never there.
No, the Boko Haram people. Oh, well, yes, you are right about
They are
that.
fighters.
They are fighters anyway. So let them go and do whatever they can do. Definitely not absorbing them into our military. Give them some whatever job. Like you said, maybe you could employ them as farmers. No. So they can now go and, because I'm very, very bothered that we might have famine in this nation if we are not careful, because farmers cannot go to the farm now. They are afraid of being kidnapped or even killed by bandits. So if we have people who have been there before and then they now are farmers, maybe they can, but definitely not to our military.
All right, I forgot to mention that this discussion is open for call-in, that you can phone in to be part of this discussion this morning. The number to call for this is 0809 855 507. Let me break it down better. 080 98 555 507 is the number you can call to be part of this discussion. The phone is open, and the topic is the adoption of fresh repentant terrorists. Please, when you call in, we want you to please mind your language. Mind the kind of words you use. We don't want anyone to be abusive. Please, let's be rational in whatever we say to contribute to this discussion. The number again is 0809 855 5507. I think that's better. 0809 855 5507 is the number you can call in to share your opinion with us on this issue of adoption of fresh repentant terrorists. Now we know that the number of those who just surrendered to the army, there are over 900 as it is now.
Yeah.
Now these 900 people that are being absorbed, like the army said, that they are actually going to be received, processed, and passed on to the relevant agencies of government for further assessment in line with extant provisions. So from what the army is saying is that they are not just going to be released, they're not just going to be released straight into society, that there are processes to this. Now, even though there are processes to this, these people are still going to be released to be among regular Nigerians. Well, let me use the word regular Nigerians. Is that proper with the way things have gone? Burning of houses, raping of their women, cutting a large number of people away. Is this
the first thing they did was to apologize to Nigerians.
Okay, yeah, they were saying Nigerians forgive us.
Forgive, well, so that's part of the process of, and fortunately, we are, maybe I was jumping the gun. I thought they were going to be absorbed into the military. We have been told now they are going to be released into other areas. So I think we cannot hate them forever. They've been so vicious on us. But then they have repented and they have not apologized to us. So, and say the authorities have said...
Let's take this call.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost the call.
Okay.
All right.
And so, since the authorities have said there are processes they still have to go through, maybe we will just not anticipate the authorities. Let's see them go through all these processes and then see how they are going to, into what area they are going to be absorbed.
Hello, good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
From the
Ikorodu. All right, please go on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, to me, Nigeria is doing the wrong thing in the wrong way. Well, I want to suggest, the people that they have already killed many people back here, so if those people enter back into society, people that they have killed their people, so within their people, what is the government supposed to do? They're supposed to go and look for farmland, and all those people, they should put them here, they should put military there, so let them labor maybe 5 years or 10 years before they should release back to the society. So that's what it's supposed to be. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, so he's just corroborating what you said,
Yes.
that these people should be put in a place and put on farms to farm instead of releasing them
Into
straight
the
to
society.
the society.
Now, I'm wondering over time, this is not the first time
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
an incident has happened. It's happened for close to 3 more years now. One is wondering what must have been the real motive, what must have motivated the military, because those people that have been granted pardon and have been adopted in the past, of what value have they actually been
To
to
the
the force
system.
and even to the system? I mean, nobody is aware what has happened, and with the quantum of information they must have released to the military, that should be sufficient for us to actually decimate and finish the insurgents overnight. I mean, if they were truly part of them and they are now coming to join us, the information as to how they used to operate and how to tackle and then decimate and then put an end to insurgents must have been a done deal by now.
Yeah, you
I don't
remember
know.
that. You remember that Senator Dume at a
Okay,
point,
yes.
yeah, he said that the radicalization of these terrorists is not working, and that most of them, when they come, what they do is that they come to scout for information from the communities, and then they
go back.
return back to the
their
Boko Haram
squad
too.
people.
So meanwhile, like he's asking, is the military not interrogating these people to know the routes, to know locations, and intelligence report on this
On the
insurgents?
operations.
Yes.
That's what it should be. I mean,
Deradicalization.
Tongue
Now-
twisting.
now, that's what it should be. These people should actually not be released into the society just like that. Let us utilize them in some use, like we said, put them in the farms and equip them to now contribute to the system. But yes, the military must have got some information from them, which they can now process to now decimate this Boko Haram. It's unfortunate, really, that we were told that the Boko Haram had been defeated and that they only attack soft targets now, but I'm not sure that's really true. So the government has an opportunity now to still go further and see how they can tackle these people so that we can have some peace
Hello,
in
good
that
morning.
area.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is what's your name and where are you calling from? Ajegunle. All right.
That's where that's his
He's
location.
calling from Ajegunle, yes. Hello, please come again. I didn't get that. Okay.
Their character, they cannot leave their character, so they cannot change.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for
They
making this
cannot
very
change.
brief. Said they
That the old habits,
The old habits will
old
not
die
change.
hard.
Yes.
Old habits die hard. So it's saying that they can never be transformed. That they will always remain
Hardened.
Radicalized.
loyal to their roots.
No, but the fact remains that if they are under surveillance and they are kept properly guarded, so they can, they can, yes, they can still pass information, but at least they will be contained in the area where we are going to put them to get them used, to make them used to the society. Yes, there's no way we can really get into them. Like we say, nobody can ever see other than God says you are looking at the face and this is the mind. So we can only see the face, but then
There's
have
no art that can detect the mind's
no
construction
from
on the
the
face.
so we just have to handle them properly so that they don't have, well, okay, we cannot take their phones from them or something like that, so they can easily still communicate with these people. But let us utilize them. Let's make them productive to the system.
But if you look at all this issue of this amnesty thing, do you think the government is doing it from a point of weakness? Is it from a point of weakness?
Well, not really. If we want, well, they have the people have renounced their past, so we need to really get something from them. Yes, I agree that there's nothing much, like you said, nobody can know what they are thinking within them, but they come up to us that, okay, we are sorry, we don't. So let us ensure that we don't give them the chance to get back to those people.
But the question she actually asked, whether the government
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am from
Akinola, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, please go on, Akinola, go on.
Thank you. I love that program.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then, adoption of such representant, sorry, our government can put our officers, the security officers. So right here, everything, this is better. Thank you very much.
All right. I really didn't get that. I really didn't get what he said.
maybe we need to ask our viewers to speak up so that their views can be more audible. We are interested in everything you say on the programs. That's why we opened on, like us. Of course, it's a new policy just to get you more involved. Now, the question she asked earlier on was whether or not the government is doing what it's doing now from the point of weakness. I mean, that's a standpoint of maybe weakness. Maybe they have to, they don't have better option.
Pander to them.
Yeah, pander to the terrorists.
Well, I'm not sure it's as extreme as that. But now that they are here, let us see what we can do to maximize the benefit to us. Like I've said, we need to still keep them under surveillance all the time so that they won't now be passing information back to their erstwhile colleagues. Then we need to really get them busy. Now, you were asking about what happened to the ones that had gone in the past. Well, maybe they need to actually tell us what they have done with those ones who claim to have repented in the past, where they are today, and how they are now doing. Vis-a-vis.
That's very important.
So we now know that, okay, these are the ones that have repented in the past, and this is how they are now doing. So let's also, this one cannot go along that line.
Now, I'm also wondering to what extent this move by the government can go in assuaging the feelings of those who have lost their loved ones. People have been killed, people have been raped, people have been kidnapped, and so much brutality is in the land. And these same people that actually impose such terror on the people are now walking free. How do you think?
No, well, unfortunately, that is this issue of repentance. You know, remember the thief on the right side of Jesus? Upon all he had done in the past, Christ now said, "You will be with me in paradise." In paradise. So, we cannot, since they themselves have volunteered to come back to us, we just have to forgive what they have done. We can't revive those they have killed. We can't get the people, so we just have to.
An armed robber will steal. Let me see if someone goes into the market, open they light up their robs, and it's unfortunate to be caught. The government may not listen to his apology.
That's another.
Is his crime as
it's
bad
a different thing
as
altogether. The armed robber was arrested, but these people came back on their own to say we are sorry.
No, if an armed robber comes back and says, well, I was responsible for the killings last night in a particular bank.
The circumstances are different. You know, we just have to. This issue of forgiveness is a very, very difficult thing. If you keep remembering, you have to forgive and forget and let go. Otherwise, we will just not be. And in any case, how do you specify the one that this particular one killed, that you will not go and apologize to the family or whatever? So we just have to accept that, okay, people have
Show remorse.
repented, they have shown remorse. So let us.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, what am I?
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name? Sorry, what's your name and where are you calling from?
You know, these people did not surrender voluntarily. They surrender because of the fire that they have faced over the to say they actually surrender in that they repented voluntarily. That's another thing entirely. So because of the fire that the military giving them over there, that's the reason why they say they don't want to do that again. So you cannot actually say that really these people, they voluntarily surrender. So they can return to the fire that they are receiving. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you get the point from
So
that?
yes, he's saying that he doesn't see their surrender as being voluntary
Genuine.
or genuine. That because of the fire,
Yes,
the
superior fire.
bombardment they are receiving now, presently, that's why they are coming out en masse like that to surrender.
Well,
So he doesn't see it like, yeah.
That is not a voluntary.
How long have we been actually bombarding these people? That there's no doubt about the fact that, yes, the bombardment has contributed to their surrender, but that's part of the things we want to achieve anyway, to get them to really, well, desist from attacking us. So,
All right, before with that call, Banji actually talked about the people who have been
Victims.
victims,
of
unfortunately,
all right, so but you want to release them into society for these people to live
With-
day in, day out with these
The same
people.
people.
Now, where's the place of helping them accept dialogue and be part of this support process?
yeah,
To
that's what they are
understand for
saying.
the people themselves who have to see these
Same people.
people they are
are-
angry with. See, they are angry. They
I
are angry with
understand
these
that.
people. You know?
I understand that.
What has government done to prepare their minds towards
Well, that's
accepting
part
it, or
of
nobody showing
that's the
concern?
suggestion we should give to government now, that
Okay.
okay, they need to really accept these people and accept their apology. Afterwards, there's no way they can wake the people who have been killed. They can't be brought back to life.
Get their homes back, get their farms back,
So-
get children who are lost back.
It's that's the issue about forgiveness. The pain will be still there, but
The
With-
pain and the scar.
and the scar. But
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Please, could
Could
you
you please
speak
speak
up?
up?
Could you speak up, please?
Of repentance and what of the injury none by the affected people. I must tell you, we are taking a keg of gunpowder on top of the house because the family that have been affected, we will go after those idiots that call themselves repentant and imagine the young boy that Governor Sulu had accepted the mother. That boy was looking. As a security man, I know that boy is a bandit in the making. Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you know that there was one other story that Senator Ndume talked about.
okay, yes.
About a man
Particular
that
person.
came back. He was accepted, and then he killed his father, and then took all his father's things and went back to the insurgents.
That's part of the processes they are now going through. That that person had been accepted then.
But he must have been, he must have
Yeah,
gone
that's what
through
I'm
all
saying
the
now. We should learn from such
rehabilitation
incidents to ensure that these people are still under some surveillance, even when we want to let them go. They still have to be, there has to be some way of monitoring what they are doing. This person, he came back with the intention of actually dealing with his father. And people saw him on the outside. They didn't know what he had what his intentions were. And he only came, killed his father, and went away with his father's property. So
how do you draw the line between someone who is still nursing the feeling to go back to where he came from?
And that's why I said they have to be under surveillance all the time for quite a while, because we don't even know their motives for claiming that they have now
renounced.
They've repented and all that. They may even want to come and collect more information and still be able to pass it on to their ex-wife colleagues in there. So it is a duty that is being imposed on our forces, the security people who are handling them. They know that they cannot just be left out just like that. They need to be, and that's why we said, yes, they've repented, but let them be somewhere where they can be monitored. Maybe establish a farm settlement for them. Let them go and be working there, and then, so they will be under surveillance all the time, 24/7.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please, yeah, I can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Shodimu
Shodimu.
from Oba.
Okay. All right. Please go on, sir.
Okay. Please advise the government not to mix those people to the community. It's very dangerous. They are heartless people. They are Philippine people who owns many homes. You can see sometimes some are released to one government in the north. One or something number of them that surrendered, and they went back to Boko Haram to commit harm, to keep people. So please, tell the government not to mix them to the community. It's very dangerous. They can come and spy and go back to communities to continue the same atrocities they are committed before. This is very dangerous. And where are you going? The heartless people, they don't need to be pardoned. They need to be pardoned. They need to be eradicated after they have many homes. They have found many homes useless. They enter many homes. They enter many homes. So please, why government doing like this?
All right.
That government not to accommodate them.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shodimu. Thank you.
Thank you for your
All
thoughts.
right. So nobody is agreeing for the fact that even though they have repented, don't release them. Yeah, don't release them into society.
Just like that.
Yeah, none of our callers have agreed to that arrangement.
Yeah, some other reactions. I mean, a lot of people have reacted since this news broke. Some people are of the opinion that if government has such a large heart and is granting
insurgents.
Yes, insurgents. I mean, adopting them and granting them a kind of freedom, amnesty. Now, why can't government extend that to those who are agitators of self-determination, like Sunday Adeyemo, Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, and others who are not killers, who are merely representing their people in self-determination struggle? So what's your thought about this?
Well, the fact still remains that we have a law that is extant. These people who are talking of self-determination and all that, they are, I think, what are they calling them for? Treasonable felony or something. Because you can't talk of wanting to
secede,
to secede, to balkanize the nation. We have, fortunately, I mean, well, I don't know whether to say it fortunately or what. The fact remains that as of today, it's an offense for you to talk of seceding. It's against the law. And what they have been doing to those people is to bring them before the law to explain themselves. So it's not the same thing as these other people have committed violent crime and they have now repented. These people are talking of balkanizing the nation.
So if Sunday Igboho decides today that, okay, I've repented, I don't want Yoruba nation
Any
anymore,
longer.
this same treatment should be accorded him.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. These people, let's look at these Igboho and Kano people. They are people who can take care of themselves. So they don't need to be rehabilitated like these repentant insurgents.
So they can be forgiven.
Yes, they
Because
can.
you have talked so
Once
much
you-
about
once you-
forgiveness.
Yes, once you don't prosecute them any longer.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, that's the call.
Okay.
But
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
morning.
I'm from Ifo.
All right,
From Ifo.
Takiyemi, thank you.
Now, look, my Morito, chief priest, Jezebel Kulapokuchi. He said, animal is human being. Those people, they were animals to human being. They have been staying in the bush for years. Killing people, drinking blood. So, those people will now come out to come and kill the human being. And this, once a soldier is always a soldier, they are killers. Now, if they betray, they want to come in here to come and study the soldiers. Because so that they will know their standing. So as to know how they go and attack the soldiers and the other communities. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so he's saying that these are people who are
So we
wicked.
understand that. But
They have
that's
been
why
brainwashed. They are brainwashed. They are killers. You understand?
Well.
And then how long does it take government, this rehabilitation or de-radicalization we are talking about, how long does it really take government to do this? Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? I know at the beginning of the program you said something about 5 years.
well,
Keep them in a place for 5 years. Let them farm, do something tangible before they are reintegrated.
but even in fact during that process, they themselves will have been. They will have had a rethink about their own life too. So maybe if we now make them useful to both themselves and to the society, that will give them they would make them really think that okay, it's an opportunity for them to really do something worthwhile with their lives rather than being in the bush killing people. So, like we said, it's just that they should not just be released into the society just like that. They have
Hello.
to be.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Bridget, coming from Ali Moshon.
Okay, Bridget, thank you. Please go on.
That man at the center, I don't know, on the next, with due respect, how can you compare Igboho and the killer that you cannot sleep with your 2 eyes? Do you know if they should keep them somewhere to walk and do this? Don't you know they can still tell they can give information to their people? And secondly, you know as a repentant, if they repented genuinely, they understand. Those people do their people, they can hurt them. You know they didn't do it again. You understand? When they tell you that if you don't come back, they will kill you. If the man see that it cannot, he will go back. So all these things, I don't know what is happening in this country, but God will help us. God will save us. That's all I know.
Thank you.
Did you get the point?
Yes.
That they are members of the same court. They probably have sworn to an oath. And that when they were coming back, said, look, if you fail to come back, that's this repentant, so-called repentant, that they are
It's,
calling
it's
over
to
the-
use the government,
Yes.
probably to just have a reprieve for now,
Mm-hmm.
and then find a place to lay their head from now. If the bombardment is actually as
Continue.
Effective.
Intense.
exactly as intense as the army is saying it is, that means they are just looking for a way of escaping
Getting
for
some.
now. You know, so there's so much complications around this issue.
That's the tragedy. We are not going to know what their intentions are. That's why I said they have to be under surveillance all the time. Whatever their intentions were, even if they swore to any oath or whatever, the fact that they are going to be under surveillance all the time will make it difficult for them to be able to get back to those people, to get information back to them. And in the meantime, as human beings, if we, when they see how useful they are now to themselves and to the society, maybe they won't want to go back to those people.
Maybe.
Maybe
All right.
none of
All
us
right,
can be
so
certain.
the discussion is still on, but we'd like to take a short break. We'll be right back, and then we'll also begin to pick up your calls. Don't go away, we'll be right back. All right, thanks for still being there. The program is still Summit, and we are still talking about the adoption of fresh repentant terrorists. The number is on the screen. You can begin to call in. All right, so when we are talking about this issue of repentant terrorists,
Yep.
I don't want us to forget that we still have IDPs,
Well,
those that are still in the camps.
yeah.
And just recently, they spoke out that government is not
Doing enough for them.
doing enough for them. Most of the time you find out that it's NGOs, private individuals who take things to these IDPs to take care of them. And then you see, when these repentant terrorists come, you see the government giving them clothes, giving them food, giving them beverages, even giving them a place to lay their heads.
Wow.
And these people are there and still, you know, observing all this with pain and anguish. What's your reaction to that?
Well, that is a failing on the part of government. That's the tragedy of this nation. In fact, I have always talked about this issue of leadership. And the other people have natural disasters. We have leadership disaster. There are people who earn 15 million a month in this same Nigeria. How much does it cost to now keep those people in the IDPs, to provide enough for them, to make them, at least, not give them luxury, but let them be able to survive. But if they have to depend on NGOs and all that, the government can make enough provision for these people. If the money is there. But it's just that the people would rather put it in their own pocket. And that's all.
Still talking about
Okay.
what?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, my name is Obiru, calling from Baja, Lagos.
Ipaja, all right. Thank you.
Now, please, I want to disagree with the elder in the studio there that the kind of narrative he gave to Sunday Igboho, the agitators of self-determination, and the bandits there.
Okay.
You know, you cannot circumvent people's right for self-determination. That is part of the United Nations Convention there. Now, you mentioned about ETAP and Pantep. This year, our leaders in the South, we know law too much. And that is why if anything happens, then we are the ones that even go against our own people. What is happening in the North? You see their elders in Turkey. They are mute. Even when they are suffering, they are mute. You mentioned ETAP and Pantep. I just said that there's no law in Nigeria to persecute him. But it is a minister. That is why when people are saying that this government is a terrorist government,
Please,
that they are taking out
mind
of
your words.
Mind
Just
your words,
mind your
please.
words, please. All right.
Yeah, no, I am not the one saying it's there. It is all over. I'm not calling them that there. So what we are talking here is that, see, here, let me say, Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything wrong. According to my own idea, Sunday Igboho have not done anything. In fact, Sunday Igboho, it was just as a reaction to what the killing of their people. He never just decided to take laws into his hands. Yeah. But now the government is only trying to let people to know that if you have a superior, let me say, a firepower to withstand them, they will bring them to you and start begging you to come to this thing. I tell you today that if even these agitators, they have superior power to stand the government will come back and start begging them.
All right, but in your opinion,
Crime is playing in Nigeria. Crime is playing in Nigeria. If you can be able to commit crime there, in fact, they will even promote you.
Please.
No.
Bye-bye, Mr.
I disagree.
Bye-bye.
I disagree with that.
Bye-bye.
I disagree with that.
Bye-bye.
Nigeria is a nation of law-abiding people.
I mean, that's what we are saying.
But he's saying that your analysis did not actually go down with some people.
Well,
the
this is the
agitators
same
are
Igboho
not.
who was saying that 2023 election will not hold in a part of the country. Has he got that authority? So these are things that when people say these things, they are against the law. And so they have to be accountable too. I agree that a lot of things are wrong with the system. That's why I said we have a leadership disaster. But then we just have to find a way of getting things done without all this extreme
Arrogance.
Okay, still getting things done the right way.
Okay, look at what's happening in the East now. The children were supposed to go to NECO for NECO exams. They were told not to go out. So you are mortgaging the future of those children under under your this whatever of what do you call
Determination.
it? Self-determination. We are still under a particular law. So if you go against that law, the authorities you have to be accountable for what you have done, for your actions.
Getting things right in this country, I know so many things really.
No, definitely, no doubt about that.
Now, Jumoke spoke earlier on about the pains inflicted. Those
I understand.
Over time. And then you have brought back those
same
people
people
who
now.
inflicted the pains.
Giving them better treatment.
Giving them better treatment.
Well, that's why I said that's another issue. It is the government that is failing those people.
Now,
the people who have repented, the government has to deal with them the way they have to. But they also owe the people in the IDPs the responsibility of ensuring that they live a decent life. Not nobody saying they should be
living decent life. Resettle them.
Well, as much as possible. We have the money if things are done properly. It's just that, well, some people would rather put everything in their own pocket rather than use it for the entire country.
The entire country. Now, I'm looking at the area of the role of the National Orientation Agency.
Oh, well.
Now,
where are they now, sir?
Before you end your question, Daddy has thrown it back to you.
Whether they are in existence or well, I know that it's Nigeria.
Take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Olabisi speaking, ma'am.
Olabisi, you're right. Go on.
What that man is saying is not like that. There is no law working. The law in Nigeria is not working for everybody. The law is only working for the northern, southern, and east. That is Yoruba and Igbo. The law in Nigeria is not working for the Hausa. Why can the terrorists say they are repented after killing many people? The school you are talking that the children didn't go to school in the north. Can the child go to school now? Can the child go to school? They didn't kill them. They did not harm them. They only asked them to stay at home. It's not that you say one law is this. So there is fighting for our rights. Likewise, Kanu, And why Hausa people are moved? They are moved because what their people are doing, they like it. They want them to terrorize us more.
Thank you very much for
All
your
right,
thoughts.
thank you.
So, before you actually,
Yeah,
I was humorously interrupted. Now, they are always thinking that the NOA, if it's truly up to its responsibility, should actually have a role to play in all
in
of
this
this.
situation.
If people if people are undergoing some form
type
of
of,
pain, this kind of situation, I think the orientation agency should actually be able to engage the people and then talk to them to assuage their feelings. Government is not abandoning you. What government, I mean, explain the role of government so that
Nobody is
people will
talking
understand
to
the
them.
concept,
Yeah.
and then people will not be left to speculations, guesses, and all that. And then you think it's not important to explain.
No, I really am disappointed.
So I want to, I mean, I don't know if you have a word for them now. Now that you know
I'm
they are in
really
existence.
disappointed. That's why I was asking you where they are now.
Now they are in
I'm not-
existence.
We used to have this NOA.
Maybe they went lying low, but they are in existence.
This is the time they really need to really be active. Let us know what the government is doing about everything that we are complaining about. So it's not the NOA is not just a parasite. It's supposed to be something. It's supposed to be alive, to be kicking and busy there, telling us what the government is doing. So, like, I mean, I'm really disappointed that we still have such a body in existence.
All right. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
We'll appreciate
Sorry,
if you can
please, would
speak
you
up.
speak out? Speak louder.
I am Okori by name.
Okori. Please go on. Sorry, we can't hear you.
What happened to the line?
I am calling from Alimosho.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Please go on.
I am very, very happy for this kind of a kind of a setting. I mean, this kind of program that is ongoing.
Thank you.
But the fact remains that it appears even the analysts there have not been able to air out the truth by condemning the people from the north. Because from all indications, we continue mentioning Igbo and Nnamdi Kanu. Normally, if there was every sanity, if there was every calmness in the country, I mean, in the west and in the east, there was total calmness before this time. The people from the north started this killing even before now. And at that time that this thing started, the government was very, very calm. There was no reaction. Now that the people from the east and the west have come up that the killing is too much and they want to go about their way, people are still talking that their agitations were wrong. So I don't know why we find it very, very difficult for us to speak out the truth. It is like the education we have from the east and the west is equally affecting us. So we should at all points always be coming out to tell the truth. We have been treated largely. With independence, these people from the north have held to power, and they have not want to relegate this power to either from the west or from the east.
We have not gotten to that part. So.
We are in democracy.
we have not gotten to that. All right, thank you.
Okori from
Alimosho.
Thank you for your thoughts and contributions.
He's saying that you're not standing against this, but I think you are. Maybe he's not understanding.
Well, I mean, I can't be supporting decision.
Now you are justifying the government's decision.
No, well, if you break the law, you should be ready to face the music.
No, the fact that government has brought those repentant insurgents back, that you are justifying
can't compare those people. They were insurgents.
Maybe saying that you didn't say whether it was right or wrong.
So
brought them back.
no, that's why we are saying now that
No, you are simply balancing your argument.
I have to. That's what I'm here. That's why I'm an that's this person. The issue remains that these people have repented, and what we are saying is that okay, we can't just take them and then put them back into the society just like that. They have to be, be under
But
surveillance.
should they have been rejected?
Oh,
when
that's
they said
another
it?
thing.
No,
But
when
if you check from other African climes where insurgents are, whether arrested or they are repentant, I think they are usually killed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why there's so much anger and annoyance in Nigeria. That why are you treating these people with kids' gloves? Do you think?
No, well,
Do you think I'm right in what I've said?
well, these people on their own. We've been agitating. I mean, they surrendered their arms and all that, and they now claim that okay, they've even apologized to Nigerians. I agree that we can't bring back those they have killed and all that, but then that's what this issue of repentance is like. The deed that has been done cannot be undone. So we are now saying that we can make them useful to the society, rather than them being against the society in the first place.
What's the role of the judicial system? If people will commit crimes and come back to say, sorry, I didn't really mean
They
much.
didn't. Well, if they
Now, I'm
were,
asking, what's the role of the judicial
so
system?
the judiciary will still listen to them. We know that's why they have them
We tried.
to plead. They have to plead whether they are guilty or not.
No,
if they plead guilty,
In all of the discussions, we have not spoken about undergoing trial,
well,
whether or not they are free or whether they are innocent or not.
or not.
Now we're talking about rehabilitation and kept somewhere pending when they have proven that
Okay,
they have.
that's another issue
So,
altogether.
what's the role
I
of
would
the
say that
system, all
we
of
should
this?
try them first before we now do anything about them. Well, that's another issue altogether.
Yes or no?
Okay, why not? They've been against the law.
Yeah.
So if they are now, whether they surrendered or not, let them go and now plead guilty before the judiciary. Then maybe there will be mitigation of what their punishment will have been if they plead guilty.
Let's
But
take
then,
this last call. This should be the last call. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set.
Reduce the audio of your TV.
Yeah, thank you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Econ.
From where?
You got Econ.
Okay, I can't hear
Can you
you
please
well.
speak up?
Could you speak up, please?
Laura Senior is my name.
Murakiyo, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What I want to know is that who have sent it to, although we may accept that they have repented, but there are some people who sent them to go and do the job. Let them confess it together with their confession. That is my own suggestion.
All right, thank you. So you said,
Sent by some people.
okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
we are
hear you. I
saying-
got you. I got you. Okay, thank you.
Have you got it?
Yes, I
Thank
got
you,
you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Murakiyo.
All right, so you said, like what you said, these people can give information. Who are the people?
The allies.
Exactly. Who are the people there? He said there are people these people are working for. Who are they?
well,
Information, you know?
these are things that the authorities should actually extract from these repentant people. You know, when I see all these herdsmen carrying AK-47, they are just employees of people who own those cars. Who are the people who own those cars, who give them money to go and get the
Sophisticated
AK-47?
weapons.
So, those are things we need to really, the government has to really find a way of
Get its act together.
get its act together. I was watching I can't remember where I saw it. He was thinking that the airlines have really got themselves up there and they've
Turn their
abandoned
backs.
every
Turn their
other.
backs on everything.
So they
But the elites are also victims. People are being killed on highways.
that
people
was
are being kidnapped. Those elites
in
are
fact, you
also
know
politics.
there's this Ibadan Ijebu-Ode route that used to be such a peaceful. In fact, when you want to avoid the hold up on the express, you go through that place. Now it's a kidnappers haven. If you risk going there, anything you will come about. There's a case of about some 3 employees of Wema Bank who were going to Agowoyi, coming from Ibadan. Nobody knows where they are today.
All right,
It's sad.
well, a new discussion topic just came out of this discussion about the role of the judiciary in issues. So maybe we'll take it up as a topic sometime next
Some
week.
other time.
Yeah, so that people can get educated. Thank you so much, sir.
No, I'm
for
very,
being part of
I
this
appreciate your
program.
time,
I'm
sir.
really
So you got some bashing from our
They are free to hold their own views.
Yeah, we also thank those who have called in, the few calls we were able to pick this morning. Thank you for being a part of the program. We'll see you again on Monday. My name is Jumoke Michaels. Bye.
And my name is Banji Busari. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.